The hardest part of IBD isn't always in your body. It's how your world quietly gets smaller. Here's how to notice it and start getting it back. Most people think the hardest part of living with Crohn's or colitis is the symptoms, the urgency, the fatigue, the bloating, or the unpredictability. And don't get me wrong, those things are incredibly difficult. Today we'll cover 4 things: how shrinking happens, why it's not your fault, what recovery really means, and one small proof you can try this week. Something I've noticed in my own journey and with people I've worked with is this. The part of IBD nobody talks about isn't always what happens in your body, it's what happens to your life around your symptoms. Most people don't wake up and decide to make their world smaller. It happens gradually, almost invisibly. One decision at a time, one adaptation at a time, one accommodation at a time. You start sitting closer to the bathroom, you check restaurant menus before agreeing to dinner, you maybe think twice before travelling, you leave events a little earlier, you avoid situations that feel uncertain, and every one of those decisions makes sense. This is not criticism, it's adaptation. It's your brain trying to keep you safe. It's your body helping you navigate uncertainty. The problem is that over time, adaptation can become limitation, and sometimes it's so gradual we don't even notice it. I've spoken with people who haven't travelled in years, not because they didn't want to, but because somewhere along the way travel started to feel difficult. People who stopped going to social events, not because they're antisocial, but because they've been burned too many times. Parents who spend more time thinking about symptoms than enjoying the moments they came for, not because they don't care, but because they're carrying a burden most people don't see. If all we ever focus on is symptoms, we miss part of the picture. So before we go deeper, in 60 seconds, I'll give you one simple way to check if your world is expanding. No tracking app, just a single question at dinner. Here it is. At the end of your evening meal, answer yes or no to one of these. Did I keep a plan I made this morning? Did I do one thing without pre-scanning for exits or facilities? Did I have one meal or short outing that felt calmer than last week? One clear yes means expansion. Now, a no isn't failure, it's a cue to pick a smaller, safer proof tomorrow. Over a week, aim for more yes days than no. So recovery isn't just about bowel movements, and it's not just about urgency. It's also not about inflammation markers. It's also not just about what happens in your gut. It's about what happens in your life. Can you make plans? Can you trust your body? Can you enjoy experiences? Can you say yes to opportunities? Can you be present when you need to be present, and can you participate? Because if symptoms improve but your world continues to shrink, is that really recovery? I think recovery needs to be measured differently, not only by what disappears, but by what returns. Maybe it's the first meal out without anxiety, the first trip that you've gone on in years, attending an event without spending the whole time thinking about where the nearest bathroom is, or simply making plans and believing you'll keep them. When people say they want to heal, I don't think they're asking for perfect digestion. They're saying, I want my life back. I want freedom. I want confidence and trust in my body. I want to stop thinking about my gut all the time. I want to feel like myself again. So if there's one thing to take from this today, it's this. Pay attention to the size of your world without judgment and without guilt. Ask, is my world getting bigger or is it getting smaller? Because recovery isn't just about what symptoms disappear, it's also about what parts of your life come back. And that to me is the part of IBD nobody really talks about. And just one last thing, I always come back to this. Energy is everything, and fear is a low vibrational state. In other words, a low energy state. If you can conquer that fear, often energy comes back.